hell's diversity?
That's right. LA, Los Angeles.
You want to do the man dance? First dance is yours.
Nice boy, but doesn't listen to a word you say.
I'm smart. I'm like everybody says.
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy!
And ho ho ho! Thank you for joining us, everybody. This is round 2, dose, whatever other language 2 translates into, wherever you come from. This
I think
is
all
Toke In
languages too translates
to 2 and dose,
Yeah.
or to their own version of whatever
what 2
2
or
is.
dose
Yeah,
is.
I'm saying I don't know what those are.
Gotcha.
So whatever your translation is, this is the second round for us. Toke In LA, thank you for joining us. The lovely Bobby Kesselman at my
welcome
left.
back.
And I'm Tony Garcia.
Looking sharp and dapper.
We're back at it. You know, quite a lot has happened since episode 1. Lots to talk about. I want to start off, obviously, again, by letting you guys know where to find us. Right now, currently, we're uploading our show onto YouTube, our YouTube channel. Toga, T-O-G-A.
Toga.
Boke, B-O-K-E, with a space in between. Just search that. Our episodes will come up shortly. We're going to dump them on iTunes. And getting the website going, getting Facebook going, all that fun stuff.
Start our community. We want you here.
Yeah, you know, just join us. We're going to sit down, you know, talk about this lovely city that we live in. I personally don't think it's lovely. Bob does.
Love it. Love it. But
it has its moments.
I had my run-in yesterday with the people who make you hate LA.
Let me guess, you were in your car.
Oh, actually, yes, I was.
Random guess.
Typical person not born here. Here's what I deducted. They didn't grow up knowing what the rules of the road are.
Okay.
Like, you come to this country, you can buy a Lexus. Because, like, for whatever reason, they have God sums of money. And so now you have, like, power, money. You can buy, like, luxurious things. These things are all, praise God, thanks you to God. So, like, what are the rules of the road? It's like, we don't care.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I experienced one of those people yesterday who made me, for a second, hate the city. I blamed the city on this awful, evil woman.
Yeah, the city's to blame for everything. If you're driving a Lexus and you cut someone off, I don't think you're going to get... I mean, actually the opposite. If you're driving a Lexus and you cut somebody off,
right,
you'll get pulled over because they know you can pay your ticket. If you're driving a fucking beat-up Nissan Sentra with expired tags, chances are, if they get you for the expired tags, you probably don't have any insurance, you probably don't even have a license, you're going to spend the next 6 months to a year in and out of courts still not paying your fines. It's not worth it to them.
See, here's where I'm going to disagree with you on that. It's not so much the money with the city on that one. It's they have a reason to pull you over. And so now they can run your plates and they can, it's all, to me, it's all about like them being able to figure out who's doing what and controlling what they want to control because they have the power and the right. And all they need is a reason.
Oh, I give them reasons every day.
I don't disagree. I pull them all over. I really don't care. Like the more I've thought about it, because Tone, the government's going to shut down.
It has shut down today.
You know what?
How do you feel about that?
Don't care.
I don't care.
Don't care at all.
Let's move on.
Moving on.
So since our last show, we've been through. You and I have been through some things.
Ups and downs.
I've had some funny encounters. I took a trip down to San Diego. Bob, you've had some interesting medical.
Yeah, first time.
Issues.
I hit 40, and the warranty is up, buddy. The warranty is up.
Option for an extended, though?
Tried. They're not selling on this model.
Not selling an extended. Because it's going to cost them way more money in the long run.
Yeah, there's very low resale value.
Come on, man.
Oh.
Line around the corner for your product.
Yeah.
So I took a trip down to San Diego.
Which, of course, in German means a whale's vagina.
Went down there. I'm from sort of near there. I've got a buddy who's from there. We took a third guy with us, and he's from France. He's French, speaks both languages, good little dude.
Does he have a little accent?
He has an awesome accent. He's a phenomenal cook, but he's a total fag. A fag that's into vagina, if that makes any sense.
Makes sense.
So, Dorian is a little Frenchie's name. Dorian's never been to a game. Let's grab some tickets. We'll make a couple days out of it. We head down there, and it kind of like coincided. I had another friend here who was staying who has car issues. So while I was gone, we were carpooling in Dorian's 4Runner. So I wasn't going to take my car.
Right.
I let him, my buddy who's staying here in LA, his name's Mitch, I let him use my car while I'm gone. Like, I don't know how you, actually I do know how you are.
You totally know how
I know how you are. I don't mind letting people, friends of mine. I'm very trusting that way. You know, use
Yeah,
things
totally.
of mine.
I
I have a
like
nice
I know
car.
this. I know this for a fact. You didn't always have a very nice car. Like the one time you did, you ruined it.
Yeah.
Kind of quickly too. Like you didn't even get to enjoy it.
4 or 5 months.
Overall, in the long distance of like putting the money down you spent on that car, 4 or 5 months is like, it's not good.
So I see what you're saying.
So
So I'm
you-
taking that mentality of having a crap
Crap car,
Crap
but also
car.
being a very generous person with like anytime you needed to move, anytime
Yeah.
you needed, even if you didn't,
Yeah.
even
I
if
see
you
what you're
don't like the person, you would help them move. Like that's how good of a person you are.
Yeah, I've done that. I
Yeah,
see your
is
point.
now that you lent out your friggin' nice car.
It really
there's
doesn't
a-
register. To me, it's not a nice car. It's just my car. And I'm still on that, like, hey, you need a car? I have
Exactly.
one. I'm not using it. Go ahead.
Right.
Even though it's really, really nice now. There were 10 months a few years ago living in LA, which this probably never happens to most people. I had to borrow your car
Yes.
one time
Yeah.
to go to, I had a gig to get to in the Valley over at Universal.
Yeah.
And for
Not-
the last
not one of
10
my high point moments.
For the last 10 months, I had been biking it. I was lucky enough to live close to work, so that didn't really matter. But to meet someone for dinner, to bars,
You were amazing. You
and I took my
took
beach
your
cruiser.
bike.
Beach cruiser.
Unbelievable.
Single speed
and
beach
like
cruiser.
what was amazing is first of all, like I'm one of 7 people in Los Angeles who doesn't have to drive to work. I can walk to work. You're one of 3 people who've ever successfully for more than 2 months gotten
Yeah.
around LA on no car.
I can honestly say I didn't break. I can't remember any plans that I had to break because of my lack of a vehicle. Like I just found a way.
Right. And not late.
Well, let me add this too. I never once took public transportation. I never taxied it.
Yep.
And I never busted. I still have never ridden a bus in my life. Not to sound like all hoity-toity.
No.
I'm not from like a wealthy background. I'm not wealthy now. But it's just something about a bus. Like I don't like transients can get on there, and who knows what state of mind they're in. Like they can just take everyone out in a bus if they wanted to with their canes or whatever they carry around. Their shopping carts.
Relatable transient on a bus story. It's 1992. The Rodney King trial has just happened.
This
And
is okay. When was Rodney King?
Rodney King is 1992.
1992.
Yeah, the cops beat the crap out of this dude. They got found innocent. There were riots in exactly where I was.
Yeah.
So
I was 12.
I was 31.
Attaboy.
So make a long story endless, me and this buddy Greg, we jump on the bus. He's like, hey, let's go to the beach. We're like, all right, let's go to the beach. We have no idea like what bus to get on. We just get on in like South Central LA and we're waiting for the bus. We get on and I'm nervous, college white boy. Dude gets up and he's like, look at these 2 white boys in the back of the bus. It's about time they in the back of the bus. Screaming for like, to the point we walked from the front with the guy yelling at us to the back. You know, they have back doors.
Yeah.
We went out the back door and
Went
didn't
out
go to the
back
beach
door.
that day.
You didn't even want to go
Contribute
walk
nothing to
on.
society.
No, I've been on the bus maybe 2 times since.
Bus thing always misfired me because, like, I mean,
totally
obviously
right.
Things have changed, but I fucking like the back of the bus. I mean, the only bus I've been on were in the minor leagues. We hop on a charter. The veterans and anyone with any clout, they go straight to the back.
Right.
Like, leave us alone. This is our spot. You know, I'd seen guys break out some guitars back there, a couple bottles of Crown, and we just make a trip out of
Right.
it. The rookies
But that's
and
also
the-
because the coaches sit in the front.
coaches
So
sit in the
fuck
front.
That.
So trainers, on-air radio guys, and rooks are middle front.
Right.
The whole back of the bus are the guys who have been around, paid.
But
the dues.
now, if they
It's
were
kind of
forced,
switched.
if you were forced to sit in the back of the bus your whole life, would you feel that way? Would you be like, I'm going to sit with the coaches now?
Everything I've ever done in my life, I've been forced to do. I don't ever do anything I want to do. Everything. Food. If it were up to me, I'd literally just grab a piece of bread, throw a strip of meat on it, and maybe some cheese and eat it. People force me to go to a restaurant and get a salad and get some stupid like balsamic dressing on. I don't
Right.
want any of that crap. Whatever you can make the quickest, throw it down my mouth,
Yeah.
and I can walk out of here.
You've seen me eat and you've seen what I eat. I enjoy cramming my face, but yeah, like culinary delights.
Less
save
now
it.
than when you were a kid, though, with the cramming of the face.
I just learned how to throw up.
That's a nish.
You talked to your dad today. He's very proud of you.
He is. In a way.
In a way. Well, it's easy for him to be proud of you on the phone because he can't see.
Right.
Somebody, will you shut the fat little bastard up?
So listen, as trusting as I am, there's always a little bit of apprehension. I remember when I had to borrow your car, and your first reaction was, yeah, no problem. As like the day approached, you started throwing more and more. Like you got more and more nervous about
Yeah.
it. Again, my situation was 0 car.
Right.
My transportation was a beach cruiser all the way around LA.
Right.
That's
to
all
try
I-
to and to
that's all
try
I
to
had.
go completely cross town.
You let me borrow your car.
Did.
And you were a nervous wreck while I had it.
Here's what happened. It wasn't
And then-
while you had it. What happened was I was walking to work. It hit me. I'm like, oh my God. And this wasn't me talking. This was
is-
my dad talking.
Meaning the Jew in you.
Meaning the Jewish dad in me.
The Jewish dad in you.
Who is not going to approve. Wait a minute. Son, does this boy have car insurance? Does he have car insurance? If he doesn't have car insurance and he gets into an accident, you're on the... It's
You're
your
liable.
name.
You're liable.
Yeah, well, Dad, I do have that as part of my insurance that I can have. No, but still, you're going to chase him down for money? He's going to give you the money? No, this is a horrible idea. You should be really unproud of yourself.
So your dad's voice was swimming around your head, and then all these like possible scenarios of me wrecking your car.
First of all, your driving record is not superb.
You were freaking out. You had all these scenarios.
It was all the car insurance. It was like, if he gets into an accident, then it's going to affect our
But
friendship.
also, all you had to do is go, he doesn't own a car. Why would he have car insurance himself?
In case
they
he
don't
borrowed-
have bike insurance. They don't have walking insurance.
It's true,
like
too.
it's just
Nike is selling
motorcycle,
insurance now.
boat, house, vehicle, car. Like that's the extent of it. Life. They have life insurance.
They
Does that
do.
count? I got that.
Does it cover crashing my car?
It probably wouldn't. So these are things that you could have been worried about
Yes.
prior to saying yes to me.
Absolutely, totally.
So that's one aspect of it. So you're freaking out while I have your car.
No good deed goes unpunished, son.
Exactly. I mean, that is true. You got to, but it's just amplified a little bit more for the Jew.
Plus, it didn't help that I puffed a humongous doobie right
That never
before.
does help.
No.
No.
Now, I think it's going to help my creative thought, but it really adds a level of paranoid thinking that...
Yeah, but the practical things in life really suffer at the hands of drug use. Friendships.
The long story short is you did crash my car and you still owe me $4,200.
That's not true. I brought his car back in pristine, filled up the gas tank.
True.
And so I
gotta
gave
say-
it back. I walked into a absolute shitstorm of paranoia when I got his car back, to the point where it made me decide then and there, I'm never asking Bobby ever again, and probably no one ever again in my life. And what did I do? I went the very next week and bought a car just to avoid that situation.
I think I'm overdue for a thank you.
So what you put me through,
Right.
and what I unintentionally put you through made my personal situation better.
Wouldn't you say?
Thank you. There's
You're
your
welcome,
thank you.
dude.
Or is there a Jewish way of saying thank you?
Thank you. It's usually drop a couple bucks on the way out.
Yeah. Thank you. Here's your tip. I'm not tipping you, man.
You now loan your car out.
I did.
And now I've planted this seed of paranoia in you.
Now you made me paranoid.
Oh, man.
So I was.
I owe you an
I was a
apology.
little paranoid, but I quickly forgot about someone using my car because the way the San Diego trip started was, come Sunday, they're already down there.
Right.
And then it was gonna hop on a train.
And you can have a couple drinks on the train. You're in
it's
no
great.
hurry.
Yeah, the
It's
Amtrak.
perfect.
If any of you guys have ever taken the Amtrak, specifically from LA to San Diego, it's a 2.5-hour trip. It goes along the coast, sit on the beach side of the train. You got a great view, and they have a full bar on the train. It's fantastic.
They know their clients.
Get a glass of whiskey or beer, whatever you want. Have a nice drink. Take the edge off. Enjoy the view. They have an outlet if you want to plug in your laptop, your iPad, watch a movie, whatever. Like, it's a good time.
Yeah, I enjoy the train.
My train ride went a little haywire. About right after the San Juan Capistrano station, we're pulling away. Train just stops out of nowhere. And everyone's like, why do we stop? Like, trains only stop at stations. We just left one.
Right.
And we have the gap between San Juan Capistrano and the next one, which is Oceanside, is kind of big. It's like a good 20-minute gap.
Real quick, at any point in time, because this is where my stone paranoid mind goes, are you worried about a train behind you coming in?
Yeah.
Because like that, I start to like...
Yeah, you never
it's
really know how it
panicking.
works.
Right.
Like, you just hope that someone is in a room that knows what they're doing, and these trains don't like end up on the same track going opposite directions. Because it's happened in the last like 5 years. We had like 2 train wrecks, right?
Right.
Derailed, people died.
In LA, like in the area.
Yeah, and one was in the valley, I think.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Who cares about
Yeah,
the valley?
no,
But, it happens. So you're hoping just someone knows what they're doing somewhere, and you can put it out of your mind. But our train stopped. No one knows why. I passed the time by going to the bar, the train car with all the booze, and getting a drink. And while I'm there, the one of the conductors or engineers or whatever you call them is back there informing the bartenders of what's going on. A guy doing 110 miles an hour drove his car off the 5 and right into our train.
You gave up on life, didn't you?
And actually, we didn't feel a thing.
Right.
So
actually into the train you were on.
Into the train. I don't know my exact car, but
I mean, like
onto my Surfliner, onto my train.
I thought it was like on a train in front of you.
No. Into my train.
Holy
And
crap.
what it did, it destroyed the car, killed the guy instantly, but it separated two cars. A couple of the older ladies are freaking out, but it's not, again, no one's hurt.
Right, and you
The
didn't
only
even
guy-
get jolted.
No one felt anything. The only guy who suffered was the idiot who ran off.
Right.
But now it's like, what do we do now? What are we gonna do? So every 30 minutes, they would go on the loudspeaker and tell us nothing.
Right.
The guy would just go, "Hey, we're stopped. Still trying to figure out where to go from here. Apologize for the delay. No clue how long this delay is going to be, but we're waiting for corporate to get down here. We're waiting for ambulance. We're waiting for cops. We're waiting for fire department. We're also waiting for another train because we can't take this train anymore.
Right.
And like the little cherry on the top, none of you guys can get out of the train." Because the train runs right along the freeway. They can't risk anyone going and running into the freeway.
And what time is it?
Anyway, my train left at 7:30.
So this is around 8:20.
I would say 8:15, 8:20ish. I was on that train for 7 hours. I arrived in Old Town San Diego at 3:20 in the morning.
You left LA at
7:30. So it was a little over a 4 hour of sitting there doing nothing. I got bombed. This is no joke. I'm not tooting my own horn, and I also don't want to sound like an alcoholic, but they ran out of whiskey.
That's awesome.
I had to switch over to rum.
Why do you think he told the bartender first?
Of which, no kidding. Of which they only had Bacardi. Bacardi rum.
Hey man,
nothing
it's like being
more
on spring
disgusting.
break.
But they were out of whiskey. What am I going to do? I'm not going to switch over to vodka. I'm not going to drink wine.
I am not drinking any fucking Merlot.
And beer is out of the question.
Out of the
at
question.
This point.
Yeah, too much.
So I drank all their whiskey, switched over to Bacardi, and every time I went back to the bar area, a massive disco party going on. People on the train just started getting more drunk and more drunk. We were there doing nothing.
Dude, what's nice is it's people accepting their situation. Instead of everybody, what are we gonna do?
No,
this is the worst.
It's wanting to forget about it and not think about it. So let's get bombed.
That's awesome.
I was honestly towards the end.
It's a state of mind, my
friend.
Every
time I'd have to go through this group of people blocking the entrance to the bar car, and I'd be high-fiving complete strangers. Someone cranked up tunes on their phone or their little iPad or whatever. There was music going on. I'm fairly certain there was sex going on in the bathrooms.
Phenomenal.
I think it's called mile-long sex. You got the mile high in the airplane. I overheard people saying that mile-long is what it's called when you have sex in a train bathroom.
Interesting.
I didn't see it, obviously. That's the only way you can be 100%, but I'm pretty close to sure there was sex going on. I mean, there was a full-on party. And then next thing you know, around 1:30, 1:45, they go, "Hey, good news, everyone. We're going to detrain now. Grab your things. Other train is here. We're still dealing with the car mess on the old train."
And the drinks weren't free.
Drinks weren't free.
That stinks.
I spent it's not like going to a sporting event or anything, but I spent a good $80 just getting smashed on a train.
Pretty good sporting event,
What else
too.
was I going to do? I mean, I had some movies on my iPad and stuff, but we got on the new train, finally got down there, 3:30, and then can't find a cab. My phone, my buddies are already back at the hotel. They're done, going out. What I'm trying to get at is I had to walk from the train station all the way to a hotel in Hotel Circle. Luckily, my phone still had some juice because the train had no power.
How are there not cabs out by the train station?
The few that were there, people just hordes of people just hopped in and got out, and I'm just standing there. And instead of waiting, it's already 3:30 in the morning. I walked to the hotel. So long ordeal.
That's insane.
Long ordeal. And so now I'm in San Diego. I'm finally there. The first night's room, but now we got Monday. And we got the game that night. We decided not to tailgate, which is a great idea. So we just went to PB and spent the whole day at the beach.
That's a pretty damn good idea instead.
Which sounds like a fun day. Cap it off with a game that night.
Right.
Except I found out quickly that the two guys I'm spending my day with in San Diego, a place that I love, everything should be a great day, right? I quickly find out that both guys are super high, strung, stressed out, worried about their girlfriend. Who are in Vegas together. They're being super jealous douches about it.
It sounds like you went to a low-budget 80s comedy.
Yeah, it could have been.
Like,
it
with
could have been.
these mopey, whiny characters, this insane train crash, and now you're about to go see a football game. Chargers games are great because as bad as their fans are great.
They are great fans.
And it's always a good energy, a lot of fun. And now you're here with,
Yeah.
what do you think they're doing? You think they're like
train
Bellagio?
crash, San Diego, walk to the hotel, then I'm with jealous douches.
Train wrecks.
And I don't know if you know people that are like this, but jealous guys are super douchey to hang out with. And what made it worse is I know these guys. I didn't just meet them. They're not like this normally. Right. One runs through girls like you would just turn pages like on a book. It's not common for him. And the other guy does pretty well for himself. I mean, Frenchie's he's a short dude. He lacks that way, but good-looking kid, got great hair. He's a bartender. Can we not worry about your girls? Whatever they're doing, let them leave them alone.
Right.
Don't.
And how about have your own
But
time?
they're texting them, they're calling them.
Wow.
And they're being those jealous.
Now, let me ask you a question. Is because you've known, I know you knew one of the dudes for a long time. This is a new way of being for him, or whenever he has a girlfriend, he's like this?
No. I've seen him with a number of girlfriends.
Do you think that this is a sign of the times, that men have been pussified and that women have been like hardened?
No, I asked him that. I go, why are you acting like this with this girl? I've never seen you like this before. I've seen you with girlfriends, and maybe he cares a little bit more about this one than the other ones, but still, caring for a girl truly doesn't mean you need to be overbearing and jealous and need to know where they are all the time. That's a douche quality to me. So he just gets combative with me.
Right.
Super defensive.
Right.
Whatever, man.
So he started fighting like a girl.
Yeah, we're in San Diego now. Let's have a good time. You're on your phone. Leave her alone. She's in Vegas.
Right.
If she cheats on you, who cares? Last time I checked, she's not the last girl left on the planet. You dump her and you find a new one.
Right.
Or you run through 6 in the next week, and in the meantime, you're like, who cares?
Right.
Let's have some fun. Bottom line is, jealous guys are super douchey to hang out with.
Yes.
And I had 2 of them. So we go, now we're at the Chargers game.
Okay.
All of us got a healthy buzz going. San Diego is a great city because it has you can get anywhere in San Diego on this little like trolley system they have going. Take you anywhere. Again, the bums can jump on
government.
it, but
it's mostly a good time.
it's a little better now because they
like
make
a
you
party
actually
bus.
it used to be free.
Right.
But now they actually make you get like a little transit card, and there has to be some money on it. So,
from it.
you know, the transient problem's kind of solved.
The government.
So we hop on from Hotel Circle. We go to Qualcomm. If no one remembers how the Chargers opening game went on Monday night, they were killing them.
They went great for
the first
55
half,
minutes.
Yeah, the first half of that game was fantastic.
Yeah.
Everyone's going nuts. The opening play, I think, was a fumble return for a touchdown. And only for us to sit through the whole second half and watch them slowly give their lead away and lose a 28-7 lead. And it's not that I'm a huge Chargers fan, or because I'm not. I mean, I hope they do well. Same with the Padres, just from growing up close to them. But I'm not a big Chargers fan. I hate to watch any team give away a lead like that. It was really, really hard to watch.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
And just watching, like, actually being there physically in person and watching all these fans go nuts. And at the end,
unbelievable.
Crickets.
Yeah.
Absolute crickets
and
everywhere.
Crickets with everybody who feels like they had their heart ripped out.
They do.
50,000 of the saddest people you've ever seen. Well, San Diego, it's like 30,000 sad, 20,000 happy.
Yeah. All they got to do is go, wait, we still live in San Diego.
Exactly.
We have perfect weather. The beach is right there. I live in sandals. I go to the office in sandals. So
Right.
I really can't be that mad.
Yeah.
But again, this is the typical NFL fan. Emotionally, these guys get so attached to their teams.
I've been victim
you can
myself.
relate. You love your Bears.
I do. I can't even
sports
watch
teams.
them. Like I've learned at this point in my life where I've been so mad, like over the course of my life, being disappointed and heartbroken. I mean, heartbroken from a little kid.
Yeah.
It really does sting you forever. Like 84 Cubs and then 89 Cubs. Oh,
Have you ever at any point, though, in your life gone, why do I care this much?
never.
Never. It's just been a part of you?
Oh, man.
Because when I hear about someone like you or anyone, like having just their whole day or even their week ruined by a big loss from their team, my first thought is you can always just not care that much. Like, why do you choose to let this affect your life?
Can't
like
shut it
this?
off. Could you ever shut off, like, and have made baseball when you were playing? Like, okay, if I just shut off the emotionality, You were never able to shut off yourself emotionally from the game.
It's a little different.
It's not different.
It's a little different.
It's a different release. You're actually playing the game.
Yes.
I am desperately rooting for you to be the best player you
Yes.
can be. And with that love and that energy and all that stuff fans give players, it's about business. It's about money. So the only people who truly care about the name on the jersey are the fans. The only people who care about the back of the name.
Well, let me ask you this, though.
players.
After a big, heartbreaking loss, are you angry or truly sad?
Depends on
'Cause
how he
there's a
lost.
difference.
Depends on how he lost. If a guy half-asses it and we lose, I hate that guy forever.
You're royally pissed.
Forever. Hate him forever.
Want him dead.
Well, I just take it out on him. But like knowing sports and watching it, there's a couple other guys in the middle of the game who anything could have changed at any point in time. So it's up to everybody. It really is. But
It's hard to single a guy out in a team sport, though.
No.
Because even though, say he botched the final play,
Right.
there were a
There could
number
have been a
of
guy that missed his
Yeah, there were a
block.
number of things that happened throughout the game.
totally. When Scottie Pippen had a migraine headache in the 90 playoffs, and the Bulls lost to the Pistons in the 7th game.
Okay.
This kid's dad sent him an FU letter with 2 aspirin in it. This is the kid's dad, and I didn't really like the kid either. And then he was bragging about how his dad did it. And even as a 13-year-old, I understood the irrationality of
That's a little ridiculous.
that's
Yeah.
a grown man.
Yeah.
Well,
because fans want to see a broken bone.
Are you not entertained?
Like if you're
Yeah.
not on the court or on the field or whatever, they want to see an exposed bone.
Are you not entertained?
that's the difference between getting your drinks bought in that city for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
or having to pay for drinks in that city for
Yeah.
the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And the more you give to them, and the more you understand their fickleness, because dude, again, you get off the field playing baseball, you just got off the field playing baseball. Yeah. They get back in their cars,
Yeah.
go back to their wives,
And they go back to digging ditches.
exactly, and hating their lives,
Hating their lives.
their lives.
So is it fair to the athlete to have someone so disappointed in them, and really the only reason is because their lives suck and they don't get to play a sport for a living?
I think
Is that fair?
appreciate the fact that what you do makes people happy and can make people really mad,
And I think
and have that
I think
distance.
professional athletes, for the most part, they do appreciate that. And
No doubt.
believe me, if they forget, they're reminded very quickly.
Right.
But again, I mean, getting back to the Chargers game, I wasn't mad. I felt bad for the Chargers because, again, watching any team give away a lead like
Yeah.
that, it was really hard to watch, just slowly chipping away.
It's
and then,
unbelievable.
Honestly, I didn't even know what happened. I remember halftime, and then it could have been because I got lost in the stadium looking for beer. And then I feel like next thing you know, they're kicking to win the game, and I turn
Right.
to my buddies and go, what the hell happened? What happened in this game? Did someone just
Right.
magically
Yeah.
freeze everyone? And then when we're all allowed to come back to, they just changed the score on the scoreboard. I don't remember what
Anything in
happened. It
between.
happened that quickly.
And also, you can feel the energy change in the stadium, where everybody just
Oh,
gets it's
the life sucked.
You said this the other day. We were talking about pressure.
Mm-hmm.
You feel the pressure because I've never performed more than 500 people.
It's hard to explain.
So you have all these people watching you, so it just compounds everything you're doing. So you go into the state of thinking as opposed to the state of peacefulness.
Yeah.
You make more money, and it compounds that. And everybody knows how much you make, so
Yeah.
you put that pressure on yourself. So you can feel the collective angst and anger of 50,000 people bearing down.
And no one who's never experienced
choke.
that, they don't realize that pressure can actually make you not feel your hands,
Right,
or
right.
not feel your body at all.
Right,
You
right.
don't feel anything because you're being swallowed up by everyone's eyes, everyone's expectation, and it can take you over. So the truly big moment players, the Kobe's, right now Evan Longoria is.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't use Kobe.
What's wrong with Kobe? I know you hate the Lakers, but Kobe.
No, it's the opposite. I don't mind the Lakers at all. I hate Kobe. That's a whole
because
other
you think
thing.
he raped that chick.
That I could care less about.
Okay.
I hate his attitude.
I do too, but you can't argue.
Not a team player.
You can't argue that the guy's hit his fair share of game-winning shots.
He's also missed his fair share.
So you're saying he's a ball hog. So the sheer
doubt.
amount of time he has the ball in
No
his hand.
doubt.
Yeah,
No doubt.
Well, the Jordans, and I'll be more. Bring it back to what you care about more. The Jordans in life,
Right.
What separates these guys from the other guys who don't come up big in big situations, they're just able. It's some mental switch that they're able to do that other guys aren't. They're just able to just shed all that pressure
Right.
off them and forget. They forget the moment they're in, they don't even realize it. It's
Right.
just like they're shooting hoops in their driveway growing up.
Right.
And it's still a basket, it's still a ball.
Because I would say 99% of the world can't live up to that pressure.
No.
And nobody has an idea of how difficult that pressure is.
And the majority of professional athletes don't. Like,
Right, good point.
More
I didn't think
times
about
than
that.
not, these moments come up and then they fail.
Right.
Which is why it makes the times where they do hit the game-winning shot or walk-off homer or the game-winning touchdown field goal, which makes those moments even more special because
Right.
it doesn't happen very often.
Right.
It's not even the common man who has a normal job that's not
Right.
able to do this. The majority of professional athletes can't rise to these occasions either. So it's a difficult thing. Pressure's hard. If you've never experienced that type of pressure, like it's hard to translate to someone what it's actually like, but it's not fun. I wasn't pissed at the Chargers. It was just really hard to watch.
Yeah.
But I mentioned earlier how I got lost at Qualcomm. When you're with some dudes, you usually you don't all want to get up every time it's time to get beers. You just send one guy. He buys around, and
Right.
the
You're
other
on
guy
shifts.
goes. Yeah, so it was my shift, and I didn't come back for like 30 minutes. I legitimately got lost because my first choice as far as adult beverages is never beer.
Right.
I don't have anything wrong with it. I'll drink it, but it takes you got to drink so many more of them. So I like to drink whiskey. So I couldn't find the vendors. You can find beer all over a sporting event, but like sprinkled throughout, very seldomly are these vendors who actually will pour you a glass of whiskey or rum or whatever. So I went looking for them, couldn't find them, got lost. And then when I finally did, I got in an argument with the lady serving drinks. And this girl, I call her a lady, but she was definitely a girl. I don't even know if she herself was old enough to drink.
Exactly.
But when I see a bartender card a legitimately 65-year-old couple, do you really think there's a chance they're underage? And I understand lawyers run the world now.
Right.
So,
I object.
their bosses say card everyone. But again, you have a brain. You can look at the person in front of you and go, they're not underage. So we don't need to card.
Right.
So she cards me.
Do you think she
and I'm
knows what
drunk.
carding, why she has to card them?
I hope so. She has some power back there. She's holding me from my butts. I think people blindly go around and they encounter people, whether it's restaurants or at gas stations, and I think we just assume people know what they do for a living, like they know their job. But I don't think they do. She cards me, and as I'm handing, again, I'm drunk. So I'm not really an instigator. I just have questions go on in my mind when I'm drunk, and they do normally, but I don't ever say them.
Right, exactly.
But when I'm drunk, I do say them.
Right.
So I go, what if I were, what if I were like 62 years old? Would you still card me? She says, yeah. And I go, why? Why would you do that? I have I'm saying wrinkles everywhere, gray hair, and a cane. Would you still card me? She says,
No, were you saying it this hostily, or were you saying it with
yeah, kind of.
Yeah, okay.
So I go, would you still card me? She goes, yeah, I have to. I go, but you have eyes, don't you? And so I can see her face
that's when it
changing
changes.
from that, from that fake
insulting,
smile to, all right, this guy's being a prick. And she's holding my beers,
Right.
mind you. And so I'm
were
going,
that close.
I understand. And then she starts describing to me, well, sometimes they have undercover people going around the stadium to make sure we card. And I go,
Right.
I get that. But if that person was standing right next to me and I'm 62
Right.
and you didn't card me, do you think he'd fire you? And she's like, do you want your drink? And I go, so I know, even drunk or not, I know this girl's had it with me.
Yeah.
I go, yes, please. I give her the money. I just walk away. I'm unsatisfied. So then I go back and I recount this story to my buddies who are bartenders, and now they think I'm an idiot because they have the same rules too.
Right.
And then I'm screaming at them going, you guys have eyes. You have a brain. Even if there was an undercover person in your bar, there's no way you could be fired for not carding someone
Who
in their
obviously
60s.
doesn't need to be carded.
Yeah, make sure they don't drive home because senior citizens shouldn't be behind the wheel.
Right.
But by all means, give them their goddamn
Right.
drink.
Yeah, if you see him not carding the 30-year-olds, okay, I can
I was at
understand you getting
Walgreens
to talking
today,
to.
and there's a sign saying we card under 40, and I'm going, why? The drinking age, the smoking age, 18 and 21. Why? And it's because lawyers run the world.
Your Honor, I object.
They want to avoid a lawsuit so badly,
Well,
so
it's the
much so that
insurance
they're going
companies.
so far beyond. Now we're in stupid range. Now we're being stupid about it. Say the 60-year-old plops down at the bar.
Okay,
And
let's play the scenario out. Hey, sir, welcome to the bar.
Hey, Sonny, nice day out.
Yeah, it's beautiful. What can I get for you?
Well, first of all, what's with all the racket in here? What do you call this music? Is it like hippity-doo?
We call it the house music.
House?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not at a bar? I'm at your house?
No. The music is called house. What do you need, old timer?
Okay. Can you give me some... Do you have any moonshine back there?
Moonshine?
Yes, moonshine, Sonny. Give me some
We
moonshine.
don't have moonshine, sir.
Well, just give me any of those beers with the pulley handle thing there.
Okay,
It doesn't
can I
matter.
see some ID, please?
Oh, sure, I got it right here, son. Let me see, wallets. Seems I left it on the dresser at home. It's okay. You can,
I
you can serve me my
I
drink.
can't serve you. How'd you forget your ID, but you remembered your money?
Sonny, the ID is not in my wallet, so I can, can I kindly have my drink? I'm obviously over 21.
Our policy says we can't serve anybody if you haven't seen their ID.
You know what I do have in my car? I have a gun. I can come back in and shoot
Well,
you
sir,
all.
now we're going to be breaking two laws.
Are you okay with this? Because I know
Well,
you're probably
try- I-
playing
but
devil's
see-
advocate with me, but do you not agree with me?
I totally agree with you, but I come from the principle of there's nothing you can do about it. Just avoid it. Just avoid it.
So as long as you want to keep your job, be a drone and just ask
No,
everyone
not at all.
from 70 to 16 for their ID, and you won't ever have to worry about your job.
I'm saying if you have a job where you have to fulfill these corporate check things, and somebody might always be watching you because you live in like this fearful hub that you're going to lose your job at the stadium.
Yeah.
And she's making what, $11 an hour at the most?
I don't know.
So she can drone it up. I don't consider myself a drone, so I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
I could have done it like in a movie store.
Do movie stores even exist?
No.
You mean theaters?
I remember back when, hey, Sonny, I'd have a drink, please. I forgot my ID.
Well, this is what I do. Before I get on someone about anything, whether it's something they said or something dumb they did, I try and put myself in their shoes. And I gotta say, I've never bartended, I've never worked in food, like at a restaurant, serving tables or waiting tables or anything. I feel like if I were in a situation where I had to ask for someone's ID, I would look at them first, and I'd be able to use my brain.
Right.
But it sounds stupid. Like, obviously you got to look at someone, but they're obviously not looking.
But
because
here's the thing, though. This is you not putting yourself in that girl's situation.
I am, though.
No, you're not,
And-
because you wouldn't have been so mean to her.
I
You have
see, in my mind,
eyes.
I wasn't being mean.
You
I
have
was just
eyes,
saying-
don't you? You stupid girl.
I'm just saying, you card to prevent underage people from
Right.
drinking. The person
And
is
that's the
obviously
only
not
reason.
underage,
Right.
so why even ask for the ID?
Yeah, it gives them a tickle.
And by the way, you're holding up the line.
Yeah.
You're holding up the line.
But also,
It's just
here's
one
this.
more thing
How
to
about have your ID ready? If you know that's the rule, have your ID
Obviously,
ready.
and I did. I did. It's just...
No, I meant them.
Wait.
Well, why would they expect to do that? Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I
I
recant
did.
everything
They
I
always
said.
do, but if the whole thing is efficiency and customers and more money, you can get more people through that line if you just eliminate the whole card thing, where you card the 18-year-old or
Right.
the 25-year-old
Or 30 or 40-year-old,
yeah,
not-
but not the 50-year-old.
Not the grays.
You don't look super old, but I can tell if I were serving you,
I'm not
I could
21.
tell that you are over 21. I wouldn't card you. I really wouldn't. And if it meant my job, they'd probably fire me, but I'd give my boss an earful before I left.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.
Honestly, I would. And, I'd move on. That was my San Diego
So
trip.
It started with a train wreck and it ended with a train wreck.
With a train wreck, yeah. And so, we made our way back on Tuesday.
Sounds like fun.
All hungover. Avoided the train. We all drove back. Now, I get called a pessimist a lot. And
I think more recently.
I honestly don't think I'm pessimistic on life. I just kind of observe things and I wonder why. And if I ask that question and I answer it myself, I go, okay, that's why. Or if someone has an answer for me that I didn't know before, I'll gladly write that off the list of whys.
Totally.
But for the most part, usually why ends up with no answer, which means why does this thing exist? So a lot of construction going on. Construction means orange signs everywhere,
Right.
detours. So if you were trying to get from Santa Monica to the east side of the 405 in the last couple of months, you'd see certain signs, I would say. This ramp, Wilshire ramp, Santa Monica ramp, temporarily closed from, August 2012 to like June 2014. I look at these signs and I go, these signs don't make any sense. Because I read something that says temporarily closed, and I got a start date and end date. That means, to me, temporarily means it's going to be closed that whole window.
Exactly.
They're using the wrong word. Wrong wording.
No, here's where I'm gonna disagree with you.
disagree.
Temporarily
Of course you
means
do.
at times.
It doesn't.
It does.
No, it just means not permanently. It means
Right.
at some point it won't be anymore.
Right.
But that could be 30 minutes. That could be 2 days. That could also be 2 years. That's not permanently.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna chalk this one up to? Homeschool education.
What? Why? Because I know what a word means.
Because
and
you don't
everyone else
understand
is-
the duality of the other word.
No, there's no dual meaning.
Temporarily means that
Not-
it'll be closed between these dates.
No, you want to know what temporarily means? Not forever. That's
Right.
all it means.
Exactly.
So
So
when-
it won't
when
be
I
closed
see
forever
temporarily-
in between this date and this
When
date.
I see temporarily and I see
Press
a
your
date
luck.
and I see a date and another date, that means that whole time closed.
I'm saying that's your assumption.
No.
Yeah.
That's the English language. Periodically,
No.
I'll even take occasionally. Occasionally. But
I'm saying they
pretty
had a
sure-
vote.
I'm pretty sure periodically is the word that should
I'm
be
saying
on
they had a
stupid
vote
signs.
and temporarily was deemed the most correct.
We've got to protect our phony baloney job, gentlemen. We must do something about this immediately.
Listen, I've had a problem with all. I think overall, just the whole construction 4-5s bug me because I think they're going about it the wrong way.
No, what you need to do is make a mass transit system that follows like either underneath
Can
that
we
just
do
goes
that
through
here,
the
though,
city.
with the earthquakes?
Yeah.
We can.
I don't think you do it underground.
Oh, okay. So
I think
where do you do it?
You
Like New York has public transit, but most people take the
It's
subway.
all under-
That's underground.
Oh, I didn't say I have any ideas for it. I'm just saying the only way to make Los Angeles viable is a mass transit system.
Agreed.
It's like, but
we
here's
just
the
don't
thing.
know how to do that.
Not only, no, we do, but you think the people in Venice Beach want the people from East LA to have access to Venice Beach and Santa Monica and Malibu?
I don't
Not
think
a
the people in Venice
chance.
Beach even know they're in Venice Beach. Like, have you ever
They just
walked
ended
up
up
and down
there.
the boardwalk? Like, those people have no idea. They think they're in actual Venice,
Yeah.
Italy.
I've seen a guy have an argument with himself, but taking both positions.
Taking both sides, yeah.
But like moving,
Yeah.
I was like, that's you're not gonna see that in
Yeah.
Malibu.
Salt of the earth, those people.
Salt of the earth.
Have you been paying attention to the sporting world lately? We've got some.
I've been
we've got some
dipping my
fun
toe
things.
in.
Football
Love the
time of the
football.
year. It's exciting.
It's probably my favorite time of the year.
You love it?
Yeah.
You don't enjoy the summer months with baseball.
I love baseball. It's not true at all. It's just having worked in sports, there's 5,000 games a year that,
Too many games, too long of a
oh
season.
my God, man. Football,
I get
there's
it.
32 games for
It's once a
16
week,
straight
you
weeks,
go
17
nuts.
straight weeks.
You go nuts watching the game. And
Yeah.
you do the fantasy.
Yeah, I started again this year. I promised myself the last time I did anything like sports betting, I won the 97, I think you were too,
I'm only 3.5 years old.
NCAA tournament with UConn.
Yeah.
And
Oh, you won the brackets.
yeah,
Cool.
the brackets. And that was
Gotcha.
like $1,200. And I was
Wow.
like, I'm done forever.
You
Woo!
probably still have that 1200.
It's now $1,713.41.
Download it into a compound interest trust fund.
the bonds market at that time was really a really good time to get in.
Well, kudos, man. So, how are we doing in your fantasy league?
We're 4-0.
this season? No.
We're 4-0.
4-0.
Yeah, Jimmy Graham is my man.
Now, dare I ask, what was the buy-in?
It was $100.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I said that.
I haven't paid yet
You haven't paid.
because I know I'm gonna win.
Now, you haven't paid for two reasons. One, you expect to win, and
Yes.
you're just going to get paid,
Yeah.
including your 100, or you're just being a Jew about it.
Column A, column B.
Combination of the two?
Yeah. Well, I know I'm gonna win. I mean, like,
You do know you're going to win.
yeah, I'm 4-0 and everybody else is 1-3.
So you're dominating at this point.
Yeah. No, I shouldn't. I should not be honking this much because
There's wood right here. You
Yeah.
can knock on it. Well, the great thing is, I'm really proud of you, man.
Yeah,
You deserve
but
it.
what are you in a fantasy league?
Of what?
Are you in a fantasy league?
Fantasy?
Yeah.
I've never done fantasy anything in my life.
You've never not participated in
I am
any
not
fantasy sports.
I'm not a rotisserie geek. I don't care. I'm not principally against it. I just think it's for the fans love it because what fan doesn't want to imagine that they run their own sporting team? And
For
generally,
money. For money.
For money, yeah, and the money makes it more interesting. But there are a lot of free leagues out there.
Yeah.
A lot of guys do it
Yeah.
without having
Because they
1
need
cent
to have
invested.
some interest.
Yeah, I'll do when March Madness comes around, I'll fill out a bracket, I'll
Right.
hop in a pool, throw my $5
And you'll do the
in.
occasional golf pool.
I've never done a golf
Oh,
pool.
I thought you did the golf
Never done a
pools,
golf
'cause
pool.
you're a big golf guy as well.
I love golf, but
Oh, golly, I'm hot
effort to
today.
fill out a sheet. I just rather watch
the
and enjoy the game.
reason why I stopped doing fantasy was because I started hating strangers.
Dan Marino should die of gonorrhea and rot in hell. Would you like a cookie, son?
Well, that's another thing.
Sean Alexander, I still hate him. I drafted him in 05.
Fans don't need any more reason, like to
hate
just
people.
just to hate the players or criticize them. Like fantasy just gives them even more. Like now they're costing them money.
Right, exactly.
Like forget the degenerate gamblers who every weekend are just like pulling their hair out because they bet all the overs.
Always bet on black.
Like even the regular guy who's in a fantasy league, he's got 1 to 500 invested. That's just more reason to like look at CJ Spiller or look at Colin Kaepernick and call him, "You're a fucking bum, dude. You suck. Get me in there."
I drafted you.
Yeah.
You should be
You're
playing
mine.
betters.
You're mine.
Right. And meanwhile, I paid like $8 for it.
$8.
You know?
Exactly.
Sucks to be you, nerd.
Can't stand the fantasy stuff. Can't stand the 405 being under construction right now.
A lot of going on in LA right now.
Also, if anyone's familiar with the Culver City area, I noticed something the other day off the freeway. You're staring at a row of shitty prostitute motels that have been there since the 50s. And they have the old school signs. They're all dumpy. You can see the roaches crawling in and out of the building. And there's one in particular. One's called Astro. One's called I don't know what they're all called, but one is called Dino's Motel.
Dino's
Motel. DEANO''S. And
it's an odd way of spelling Dino's.
It's ridiculous. Dino's has a sign right there in the front that says Color TV by RCA. And they've even gone to the point where they color each letter of color.
Right, it's like
is like a rainbow. It's like, hey, come here. We have color television. Why? Why is this sign out front? We're in 2013. I can watch high definition 1080p on my phone. Do you really think the fact that you have a color television by RCA, which doesn't even make TVs anymore?
I think for like 12
years. You think that's gonna make me pick Dino's over the Astro Motel right next to it, or the other shitty one on the other side of it? Like, it's just a dump. You can see Dino's and look, it's a dump, but we have color television,
right?
And it's not some crappy Zenith brand. It's RCA.
No,
it's RCA. Why? I want to go over there and just bash it in, or walk in to the reception area and go, why?
See,
why is that sound?
This is exactly, now we have finally come full circle. Why would you want to ask anybody that question? Like, you want them to tell you, oh, that sign's been up there since 1941 when Jim Pickens came down and turned this place from an orange.
Yes,
like that,
I do.
You want that answer.
Yes.
You think the person working at that front desk can answer that
They
question?
They should. You don't think they should? You don't think people should know just a little bit about where they work?
I think that guy probably owes the mob money, and that's one of the ways he can work it off.
It's curtains for you, Rocky.
I hope that someone isn't just like, I hope the answer isn't, we're just too lazy to take it down. I hope that's the answer I'm probably going to get. Or I'm probably going to go in there and ask why, and they go, what sign? They don't even know it's out there.
Now that's exactly what I'm thinking.
I just think I want everyone to admit that they're dumb. I think that's
so
why.
Unreasonable.
But what's unreasonable is that sign out there. What's unreasonable is carding a 60-year-old for their beard.
No,
that's unreasonable. Listen, what separates us from the animals, we have the ability to use logic and reason. Animals don't.
Strictly,
no.
Bogus.
No. When
totally call bogus.
Animals are strictly instinct. Your dog loves you because you provide.
Do you think if my dog had a thumb, he wouldn't fucking figure out a way to open that door and leave?
Maybe, but they don't.
That's logic.
But
No, that's not true.
This isn't if. I'm talking about in fact.
But I'm saying
your dog doesn't have a thumb.
Yes, he does in his heart.
Stop it, dude. I'm doing the next podcast by myself. I'm just going to talk to myself like that idiot.
No, here's what I'm saying is a dog absolutely has logic. A cat has logic.
No.
All animals have logic.
No.
Yes, they have reasoning. A dog, what do you think the Pavlov theory is?
What is
if I ring this bell and the dog salivates, the dog knows it's getting fed.
You're
correct?
training it.
That's logic.
What their brain does, all animals need to know. Animals wonder where their next meal is coming from. That's their only thought.
No.
And in between there, they go, oh, there's a female. I'm going to fuck it. oh, there's a place where I can piss and shit.
No.
That's their only thoughts.
No.
And it's actually not even thoughts. They don't have thoughts. It's just their instinct kicking in. Your dog loves you.
Because I feed him.
It knows your smell. It knows the sound of your voice. Right. And it doesn't know what its name is. It just knows the sound your mouth makes when you says.
But let's go to Terry's and look for the head of the pit.
When you say
this
its
dog
name.
understands words and sentences, and I totally disagree. I've seen him reason, and I've seen him logically figure out solutions to things. They absolutely can figure out problems.
No, they can't.
Yes.
No, your dog loves you because you give it food every day.
You're saying a dog that's gnawing his leg off. He got caught in a bear trap, and the dog gnaws his leg off.
Yes.
That's instinct?
Yes, totally.
No,
instinct.
that's logic. That's the only way. That's the only way to do it.
The dog knows that if I stay here, I won't be able to. I don't have any food around me. I can't do anything. My instincts are driving me towards. I need to get out of this trap.
What's the best way to do it?
I'm going to chew my leg off.
That's a delineation of thought. That's logic. No. That's logical thinking.
It's based on the instinct of whatever, Bob.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Toke In LA, round 2.
Ding, ding.
Bobby, thank you very much.
Tony, always a pleasure, my friend.
We covered some interesting things today. Didn't really get to get into the sports stuff. Plenty of time for that later.
Yeah, definitely.
But we appreciate you tuning in. Check out our Facebook page coming up soon. We're Token. Just search Toke In LA. We'll be on there. Email us at tokenla@gmail.com. We're also in Google+. And come back again.
Can't wait to hearing us.
What in the hell's diversity?
That's right. LA, Los Angeles.
You want to do the man dance? First dance is yours.
Nice boy, but doesn't listen to a word you say.
I'm smart. I'm like everybody says.
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
Go crazy, folks! Go